So today I'll be presenting to you The Warren, a vegan and cruelty-free lifestyle guide website. So first of all, I'm going to start off a little background on myself. Always fun to talk about yourself a bit. So I'm an animal lover. Ever since I was a child, I loved animals. I grew up and I loved telling my third grade classmates that in my house we had like 5 cats and 3 dogs and fish, and they loved that. And when I'm driving down the road, I love to slow down a bit when I'm passing Missouri cows because I think they're so cute and I just want to see if they're playing a bit. And so once I grew older, I had more access to education and research and to find out the kind of horrors behind the meat industry. And after I came across these documentaries and such, I realized I couldn't any longer separate the difference between the dogs I love to play with at home and then the chicken that was grilled and seasoned on my plate. So for 7 years, I have since been meat-free. And we'll start off with a little definition of veganism for anyone who may not be familiar with the concept, and it is a way of living that seeks to exclude, as far as is possible and practical, all forms of exploitation of and cruelty to animals for food, clothing, or any other purpose. And one point of this I really want to highlight is the as far as possible and practical. A lot of people have this viewpoint that vegans are kind of these scary, hardcore creatures that are terrified of throwing of butter and will toss it across the room. And I'd like to say, which is as far as practical as, you gotta do what you can do, and there's only so much we can. So here's the Warren. A warren, by definition, is a network of interconnecting rabbit burrows. The Warren, my site, is an interconnected platform where readers can learn about and live out the vegan and cruelty-free lifestyle. This is a space for questions to be met with non-condescending answers, for alternatives to the norm, and for people who are willing to make minor sacrifices to their daily life for the greater good. I know when I first decided to make the meat-free transition, I wanted to do my research and learn a lot about making sure I had my calcium and my protein and all that sort of stuff that people always ask me about. And so when I started my research, I, of course, looked online because I was 16 and I didn't want to go to the library. And I found these websites that were the designs were very dated and they were kind of ugly, and there were lots of brutal images and blood and bold wording and scare tactics, and I was like, oh my gosh, I thought this was this compassionate way of living, and now I'm being shown gross things and big scary words. So I created the Warren as a way to rectify that and to really show people that there is a beauty in this lifestyle, and then also just to show them how to live out that life. So I have a website, and I noticed a lot of you today have your computers in front of you if you care to visit and go along with me. It's welcometothewarren.com, and I have a section of blog posts, and these posts include things from fast food reviews of how to eat vegan on the go to more theoretical analyses of how men and meat are often combined in our lifestyle, and just a wide variety of things. I also have a resource tab where I don't claim to have a doctorate degree, and I never went to culinary school, and I have not been involved in undercover investigations of slaughterhouses. And so these are some resources that give you better access to information that my blog post may not be able to provide. I don't like to think of these as competition, but rather we all support each other. And if one person can help grow another person, it's a mutually beneficial thing. I have an About Me section that will provide the reader a bit of transparency as to who I am, what they're getting their information from me. And I also have a merchandise line, which includes various products that I designed myself, of tote bags and grocery lists and whatnot, just to help promote the brand, as well as to create a source of revenue for myself to keep this project going. Another way to keep this project going is through social media. I think in 2018, we can't ignore that Instagram is a great way to promote yourself and your brand and your cause. I have an Instagram account, which is @WelcomeInTheWarren, also, if you'd like to check that out. And it's full of lifestyle tidbits of when I'm on the go. If I go to Main Squeeze, per se, and get a really good Buddha bowl, I can post it to my followers, and they can see kind of fun things I explore. If I'm out and about and I find a really great vegan handbag and I want to promote that brand, it's just all about promoting each other and promoting the lifestyle. I also use quotes from celebrities as engagement because I think a lot of people latch on to people they already know. You may not know Alexandra Martin saying something about veganism, but if Ellen DeGeneres has a great quote about it, you might say, well, I already like her and I kind of trust her opinion on things, and it gets the gears going a little bit. Another way I have chosen to promote the brand is I have a digital media kit. As a self-promotional device. If you have a website with all this great content, how much good can you really do if it's falling to no eyes? So I have this media kit sent out to go to potential sponsors, partners, readers alike, just to give a little bite-sized tidbit of what this is. I have a description of myself, potential opportunities I'd be interested in joining up with for sponsored content and such, a brand overview, and then some content overview of what you can find on the site without having to scroll through every single page. It's just a quick, here she is. So overall, I like to say that this lifestyle is not a fad, and I want to continue to grow it. Over the past 3 years, there's been a 600% increase in veganism in the United States, and I'd love to see that grow, and I'd love for websites such as mine to help grow that group of people. There are so many documentaries like What the Health and Cowspiracy that have really come about that have gotten the public's eye interested into this lifestyle. And I want, when they Google how to do veganism, I want my site to come up. I don't want bloody pigs to come up and then they say, oh, never mind, this is not for me. And so I think that this is a great opportunity for everyone to join in the lifestyle because it is a sustainable way to live, and after all, every dollar you spend is a vote cast for the world you want. Thank you.
Alexandria, I know that you are a fashion communication student. Can you talk a little bit about how your studies in fashion influenced your ideas for this product?
Right. So studying fashion, we've learned there's been a rise of issues of the fur and leather industry. And I know a few months back, Gucci recently decided never to use fur in their designs again, which is a big step. And more companies are straying away from the use of animal products. Stella McCartney has built her whole brand off of animal-friendly goods. And I think it's important that fashion stays up to date and stays current. And if a lot of people think of the fashion industry as fuddy-duddy and so old-fashioned and like just very uptight. And I think this is a great way to bring some modernity into it.
Other questions?
So what's the next step?
I plan on, I have a list of other blog posts that are ready to go as scheduled, and I plan to continue growth and to send my media kit out to other companies, fashion companies and lifestyle brands that might be able to work with me and to get some sponsored content, and then slowly build up my following through that.
Great.
I think there's a question in the back, Joni.
Hi.
So we're looking at your website. It's really nice.
Thank you.
Okay.
It's okay. I couldn't walk fast enough.
Just curious, where are you getting your blog posts from? Are you writing them? And same with the Instagram. Are you taking all those photos and
Yes.
curating that?
Everything you see on the site, I wrote. All the illustrations I did, all the photography I did. So it's all sourced by myself. I wanted to be able to control the image and to control what is seen and written on there.
Other questions? Okay, well, we thank our...
Sorry, I have a suggestion, not a question. I think that the blog post about how to eat vegan at fast food restaurants and having White Castle in there was kind of incredible. So I would suggest you do something like that, on a regular basis so people get accustomed to seeing, like, every month you're going to have some tips about how to navigate all these options out there, because it was very impressive.
Yeah, I actually posted some photos of the White Castle on my Instagram, and White Castle's account commented and was like, "We love these. Can we use these photos?" I said yes. So, thank you.
That's good. Congratulations. Thank you for your presentation.